Hello, TNA fam, and welcome back to the Impact Zone podcast, where we're here to talk more TNA wrestling shenanigans. I hope you're all doing well, because today we are discussing Kazarian wins the world title. Like an RKO out of nowhere, he has won the title. So, what the heck? Now, I want to start by sort of going through saying, is this like an ADHD booking scenario? What scenario is this? The thing about like the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, the Money in the Bank, anything that's like this, where you change champions, you can change champions on a dime, it often can feel like this is a moment of saying, well, this is ADHD booking or what have you. You could say that the same thing about like Josh Alexander when he had his title and, they basically immediately changed the title to somebody else. Now, it's not, yes, it is somewhat ADHD booking in some regard, you could say that, but I don't think it's 100% and I don't think it's bad. Now, there are a lot of reasons that I think that are behind this. It is as I said, it's like a lot out of nowhere. I really didn't expect it. But, I think, again, you've got to look at the long-term kind of thing. And, I want to, before going too much further, I kind of want to just say congrats to Frankie Kazarian in some ways, because this dude has been working his butt off for a long time to win that title. I honestly didn't think he'd ever win it, honestly. Like, a lot of us didn't think he'd win it. I thought that he'd be an upper card guy that, helps out and whatnot. But I think it is one of those things, you need these sorts of guys at the top for at least a short period of time. At least this is probably the last chance for Kazarian to be at the top of this roster. This is one of his last few years, and if he's going to be at the top, he better be at the top now, because the longer you wait, sort of thing, he can't get any better. He can only go downhill. So now is I don't know whether last year was the right year. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But again, I do think that, you having this whole thing of saying, okay, this is where we're going, now the belt's on Kazarian, okay, that actually kind of works, I think. I think there's a lot more to do there. And it's tough because you've got Santana right there, and it's like it would, I think it 100% would be ADHD booking then to kind of go back with Santana straight away. I think the ADHD booking comes with, Macklin winning it after having Kazarian win it. But I think they changed their minds and sort of thought, oh, we're actually going to do this where we're going to put the world title in Kazarian, and we have this idea to do this thing. So that's what I think they're thinking. And this is, insane. And I think it's changed up a lot of things and a lot of, the direction of the world title picture, because I said this before, it's like when I was saying let's look at the heels that you could build up to face Santana. Now you're kind of looking the other way around. You're looking at all the baby faces that you could build up to face Kazarian / Nick Nemeth, because Nick Nemeth still has the ability to call his shot at some point. So within this next year, so surely he's going to do it on a babyface. Maybe in 6 months, maybe in 8 months, whatever it is. We'll have to wait and see. But let's go through just a few ideas for contenders. I'm not going to talk about anyone that I don't really think could be up there. Maybe Elijah, maybe Eddie Edwards. I think Elijah has to recover from his surgery first, so we'll have to wait and see for that. But definitely Eddie Edwards could be up there. So who else? I'm kind of on the fence with Jake something, actually. I didn't want to, I think I mentioned him before, but since he kind of became Kazarian's protege, now you can kind of do almost the Batista thing with him, where he's, Kaz's lackey kind of thing, and now you can kind of start trying to push him into that position of being one of the next guys. I think that would be good, because then you can start to get him to catch fire finally. I just think he needs opportunities, honestly. It'd kind of be funny in some ways to see JDC get one chance at that title before he retires next year. That'd actually be kind of cool. I don't think it'd be at Genesis. If anything, it'd be Final Resolution, if anything. Now, I know there's another thing here floating, but I think I'll address it in another video, I think. Matt Cardona could be a good contender. I don't think he'd realistically be a winner of it at all. Moose, obviously, good contender for it. Who else? I mean, Macklin, but he's holding the title, so it's a little awkward there. Obviously, you've got all of the Rascals, and that, like, they're not really, like, they haven't really ever got that much main event, like, spotlight, and I kind of feel like you should start thinking, okay, can we start, like, trying to push these guys up into that picture? So yeah, like, realistically, there isn't many other people. Like, you could use the hometown man to get people over, but, just to give people wins or whatever. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think that the picture might become better if you have more people on the roster. Again, kind of want to put my money on Jake something the most. I kind of really want to do that. I kind of think that would be really cool. And it would be like something that a lot of people have been clamoring for. I haven't really been clamoring for it, but if he can connect in the right way, it will work, and it'll be a great story, and it'll be a great moment. But then again, are you going to just go back to Santana? But then are you going to then take the time to say, then Nick Nemeth gets to cash in, and then he gets, like, is he going to lose? Like, or is he going to win the title? Like, you don't want to play ping pong or hot potato, so to speak, with the title. That's the thing. Like, Santana only held this title for like a month. And that's not, like, bad in some ways, but it's not good in some ways either. It's one of those things where it's like, you've got, like, this is the angle that they're trying to do. What they're trying to do, okay, boil it back down, is have another great babyface chance for Santana. Have him chase the title for a few months or whatever it is, and then maybe reclaim it. That, or they're trying to build up the other younger wrestlers that are on the roster, because Santana now, and for a while, has sort of felt like he's been in that position for quite a while. So now it's kind of like he's almost sort of becoming like, he's already been established into that position. So he doesn't really need the title to be a top guy. And he doesn't, like, I certainly don't think that I think that he deserves a good title reign. But the thing is, what makes a good title reign is your opponents to have. So you've got to have a lot of great heels to go up against. And honestly, what makes a better title picture is you having this babyface chasing the title. So having Santana, the babyface, holding the title doesn't really work very well. People get bored of that very quickly, because it's like, we're not invested in anyone. You're meant to be invested in Santana, but eventually the novelty wears off. So it's like, oh, okay, they've done this to go, okay, we don't want people to get bored. We don't want people to, tune out or whatever. And now they're going to try to build to something bigger and better and badder and, whatever. And all of that. So that's what it's all about, and it's all about that emotional connection. Again, this is all about the fans of Santana and the fans of this, good guy who's gotten screwed over. people shouldn't look at it like this is TNA being TNA again or whatever bullshit you want to say. But yeah, I think it's cool in some ways. I don't think it's cool in some ways, but I think it's very cool in some ways because it's like, dude, now you have a whole new picture to look at. You have a whole new perspective to look at when you've got something like this. This is why this sort of thing is done sometimes, because now you can start to go, okay, where are we going now? Because now you kind of get tunnel visioned into, like, once Santana won it, even when, like I said, we said, talking about, like, Nemeth and Kazarian won the Call Your Shot, I was saying, hey, well, how are they going to do this? How is one going to call their shot and not the other? Whatever. And we saw it, like, this is how one of them called their shot. When's the other one going to get to call their shot? How, why, all this sort of stuff. Is there going to be a bit of a split between them? Was it Kazarian that attacked Nick Nemeth, or was it, some of the NXT guys or whatever? There's a lot going on there. There seems to be a lot of other things to talk about as well, so I'm going to have to make another video. But for now, I do think that that's pretty much it that I have to discuss in this one. Because, like, I think as well, like, if I said, Kazarian recently, or fairly recently, lost the international title to Macklin. And they haven't had a rematch for that title. So you could almost think, like, Kazarian could win that title in some ways, or you can have title for title, kind of thing. So, I don't know. That'd kind of be interesting as well. But, yeah, I think it's a cool, interesting time now, because it's now as I said, completely shifted away from, oh, okay, so how are they going to build up, some heels? Like, maybe they've got Nemeth and Kazarian who are built up heels, and maybe Eric Young will get in there and whatever, while they'll build up some other heels or whatever. But now you're like, oh, okay, well, we're just, maybe we've got to look at building heels and baby faces, because you need both. So we'll wait and see with that. I do think it's interesting, and I'm invested now, because it's like, the obvious sort of thing. Like, now it's like, oh, okay, where are we going now? Like, type thing, like, that's what makes it interesting. It's like always trying to, not keep people's attention while not, sort of just hot potatoing things all over the place. You have to have some semblance of, like, this is the ebb and the flow of what's going to happen for 6 months or for a year or whatever it is. This person is the face of the company, is the face of the brand, whatever it is, da-da-dee-da-dee-dee-da. But, this is the person that's been screwed over and screwed over and screwed over and da-da-da-da. And Kazarian, in a way, you could talk about him being a guy that's been screwed over and screwed over and screwed over, but, he's become that hated heel that, that everyone loves to hate, So, but anyway, guys, that is it for this one. Hope you have enjoyed. Hope you'll join me again in another one.